been a day.
We made it to the property.
We made it to the property yesterday. We are a bit overwhelmed. The road is a lot worse than we remembered. We're getting in and out with the truck, but I don't know how many more trips we'll be able to make. The muddiness of it, we might get stuck here soon. We're both feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything we have to do. Feeling a bit concerned. But we're going to figure it out. The well drilling company got back to us this morning, and they said they for sure have a spot for us. We will be able to get a well this spring, hopefully in the next few weeks, because hauling in water is not the most fun, especially with driving that road.
If we didn't have to drive in and out a bunch to get all of our stuff here, it'd be so much better. But just the fact that we just got here, we can't get all of our stuff onto the property because of how muddy the road is. I mean, it's just...
We're just a few weeks early. In a few weeks, we'll be able to get our stuff here fine, and we'll be able to really start working on things. A lot of work, though. We cleared out the driveway yesterday. Cleared out all the logs and the shrubbery. There's still a lot of shrubbery in the middle, but we've just kind of been driving over it. We'll get them cleared out. I think overall, we're feeling this property will be fine. We'll be able to get through everything and build what we need and do what we need. The only problem we're seeing right now is that road. It is just so bad that we don't know how we're gonna get through that road. I think that's all we got for an update.
All in all, we're really excited to be here, but just, I mean, for me, it's literally just the road to get here. Once we're here, I feel better, but knowing that I have to make a lot of trips on that road and the condition of that road, it's just...
It's very daunting.
Not feeling so excited about that part, to be honest, which is kind of putting a huge bummer on the whole thing, but hopefully in a few weeks it'll get better and some progress will happen. I mean, we'll just keep doing something at least. I mean...
This morning we're taking it a little slow. We're starting our first fire. We haven't got it going yet.
Yeah. We'll start soon, maybe. Some paper.
Probably make some coffee on the fire and maybe some sort of breakfast. And once we're up and going, we'll make our trip into town, look into getting a side-by-side or four-wheeler. I got a whole list of things to do in town, so we'll probably be gone all day and be coming back tonight. So probably won't get much done on the property today. But our camper setup is working. We supported it all. With a bunch of logs. So we should be able to sleep in there fine. We slept in there last night and we didn't have any problems, and it's feeling pretty sturdy. It's not really meant for being in the top up here for sure. When it's not mounted to the truck, it'll just tip over, and the floor is kind of saggy when it's not on the truck bed, but we put some 2x4s underneath it to support the floor, and we put the logs underneath to support it along with the jacks, and put these big logs up on top. So we climbed up there and we've been fine.
It's not pretty, but our first fire has started. It was really hard to get this one started because all of the wood was really wet. So this is kind of what our setup's looking like right now. The truck is at the end of our driveway, so the driveway goes off behind it through the woods. We got it mostly cleared of the big stuff, but we need to go back through and clear off all of the little things. Right now, as you can tell, we kind of just have stuff laying everywhere. And there's still a lot of snow. But we have a lot of space to work with. It's just going to take time. We've got our solar panel, which made it through the move fine, soaking up some sun, which is nice. All of our food we just have sitting out over here. We wanted to make sure that that was out of the camper and the truck as soon as possible. So we kind of just unloaded it all, stuck it on a tarp. And then, I mean, nothing bothered it, so that was good. This long tree was right in the middle of this open area. The other half is over here. So it went all the way over. We could not move it to save our life. So we ended up chopping it up into some rounds for firewood, which is fine because it was, I mean, it's still pretty wet too. But Cody sported the camper pretty well. Cody got stuck pretty good and dug up this nice ground. And
trying to move that big log.
As you can see, it's pretty muddy. So I'm not mad that I left my boots at home now because I've got my rain boots. But we just have more stuff over here. What temperature is it?
It's like 68, 69. Pretty nice out.
Yeah. Inside of our camper is just a mess. We kind of started moving some things, but honestly, it's kind of just thrown in here. Ugh. We just picked up a brand new toy. And we loaded up with some stuff. And we're about to head to our property. Hopefully this will make it a lot smoother because the road is terrible. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. This is the most expensive toy ever.
Pretty glad we got this.
This is a game changer. Yes. I no longer hate this. Woo!
It's a big puddle.
And this is how we look after our test drive. Not bad. We need to finish clearing the driveway though, but fared pretty well. It'd be nice if we had actual windows and not just an opening because we got real cold.
It was cold.
It was very cold. But all in all, that was huge. Before that, I was feeling pretty helpless. And now that we have it, we took it for a test drive.
Yeah, this is a game changer. This is very different.
It feels doable now, is what it is.
I was
But-
going probably twice as fast on that as we do in the truck. And the truck felt way worse, going way
That was
slower.
actually pretty smooth. And honestly, it cut our time, just drive time from the parking lot to here in at least half.
Yeah.
If not a third. I don't know.
It
But
was so much nicer.
yeah, but I am so
It was cold, though, yeah,
We're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
start a fire. We're going to go to bed. We're going to relax for a little bit. And then tomorrow we have to make like 50 of those trips to get all of our
Yeah.
stuff here. So.
Today's been a pretty long day. We Finally got everything moved from the U-Haul into the property here. Took quite a few trips, and it's pretty late in the day. Haven't eaten much, so we're gonna go figure out some food. Lori is starting on the fire. Blazing. It'll get there. We're going to warm up a jar of tomato soup that we preserved last year. And then I'm gonna go grab some fiddleheads, and we'll saute the fiddleheads and put it in the tomato soup just to have a little something with it. I know that we have a bunch out this way, so let's see what we can find. So we're just gonna pick some of these fern tops. We'll rinse them in some water to get the husks off, and then we will fry them in some beef tallow that we have. Mix them in. Well, I think I harvested enough for supper tonight. This is what I came home with. Now I'll rinse them off and get some of these shucks off. Looks like Lori successfully got a fire going.
Well, I don't need more of this, so got some kindling for tomorrow. Can't remember.
I finished husking the fiddleheads. This is what they look like currently. Now we're going to put a little bit of beef tallow in there, and I'm going to put it on the fire for a little while. Fiddleheads are about done. Most of the moisture has come out of them now. I'm just going to add our tomato soup.
We officially have everything brought over to our property. It is kind of looking like a giant junkyard. Oh, I don't like it. It started raining the other night, so we had to quickly put up a canopy and throw tarps on everything because we didn't want literally everything that we have to get soaking wet. Tonight for dinner, we are making some bean burritos because that's really all that we have. So we've got some beans on the fire, kind of just sitting there soaking, heating up. We're starting our first tray of some seeds, gonna get some stuff planted. Otherwise, it's all just kind of everywhere. It's a little overwhelming. Cody's about to get our grill fully set up for the first time, and then we can start moving our fire up there so it doesn't have to be on the floor. Everything right now is kind of just in a temporary spot. Our new toy here has been thoroughly broken in. We just did our first shopping trip at the store. We also made a decision to go ahead and buy some beehives. So we got two different beehives. We have one that's a styrofoam hive and then another one that's a wooden hive. So this is the wooden one, and then over here is the styrofoam. I really want to do beekeeping, but I know for sure that it's not going to happen this year just because we have so much stuff going on. But it was a really good price. We couldn't really pass it up, and we were already driving through. So we decided just to go ahead, grab it, and then we can kind of pick its location and just have it ready to go so that next year we can go ahead and get started right away. We have a lot of our tools over here, more random stuff. Our driveway is starting to look a lot more clear. We got our sawmill onto the property, which was a pain and a half. But it worked. It's here. Hopefully we don't have to move it again, but we'll probably have to because moving everything around is kind of the name of the game. What do you think, Irie? Oh. I'm pretty sure she's loving it here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you like it here, don't you? Okay, our first site visit for the well is on Friday, so in 2 days they're gonna come walk around the property. We're gonna kind of determine the best place for that to go. Then they can kind of get a view of the road to get up here, and then also just, I mean, what the land is like. But they pretty much guaranteed us that we can get that done this summer, which is awesome because I did not want to have to wait until winter because that was just way too much, way too much. The next big project that we have to tackle is putting together our greenhouse, which is gonna go pretty much right here. We have a lot of land to clear. So not only is it full of trees, but it's also full of a lot of shrubs and bushes. We also have quite a few dead standing trees in the area. And I think what we're gonna do, so a few more over here. I think what we're gonna do is try to cut all of those down really before we start kind of putting things in the, building some stuff up, because we don't want it to get built and then have stuff fall on our newly built things. So this is up next on our to-do list, and hopefully it doesn't take too long, because we're going to be using the greenhouse not really to grow plants this year. We're going to be using them to store all of our stuff that's everywhere, so it doesn't have to be underneath tarps. We'll make do. I would say overall morale right now has gotten a lot better. The first, like, I don't know, hour of being on the property, we were kind of very overwhelmed, and
it was very overwhelming.
I didn't really think that we were going to be able to do this, but we took a moment, we figured it out. We kind of had to adjust a few of our plans. So the first big change that we're going to do is we're not going to be building our timber frame anymore. My dad's going to get his wish. We are going to build the guest house first. So we're probably going to be putting up a, I don't know if it'll be too much smaller than our original house plan, but the fact that it's an A-frame, it's not going to have as much like second story storage in it. But so we're going to do a decent sized A-frame, which is going to be a lot easier to build and hopefully a lot quicker to build too. So that's the first big change in our agenda. But before we can do that, we have to get this greenhouse put up. And then once the greenhouse is up, we have to assemble our sawmill, and then we can start working on our house. But slow, but lots and lots of work to do.